everybody, and welcome back to my channel. And in today's video I will show you everything that I have made so far in 2026, or what I have made so far in the past 6 months, because as you know, we're the end of June and by the time this is uploaded it will be July. That means half of the year have passed. Let's start off with January, and in January I actually finished a cardigan that I started back in December, so it still counts as something I finished in the past 6 months because it was not done at all in December, which I bet you know already is my Diva cardigan. And I finished this one I think somewhere at the beginning of January, and I love it so much. It's amazing. Holding it now, it makes me already so warm because it's super hot outside, and holding this like wool sweater is not the best thing, but it's so cute. I love it so much. So I finished this at the beginning of January. I think I still had to do the fluff and the buttons and stuff, and I'm super happy with how this cardigan, well, back then, how it turned out. As you may know, I am making a pattern for this cardigan, so I am re-knitting this cardigan multiple times to really make it perfect. But this was my first draft of the Diva cardigan, and I love the color combination. I love the blue on blue tone. It was my first time using a fluffy yarn. I was very skeptical in the beginning because I just did not understand how this type of yarn could actually create a fluff. Even though they advertise it like that, you know, it always feels like a scam. Very happy how it turned out. For example, for the fluff, I did use 2 strands together because I think if you would do it with only 1 strand, it would not be as fluffy. I like it. It's crochet, the fluff is crochet, and then the cardigan itself is knit, which is also something that I think I have been doing for longer. But recently, like this year, I really started to combine knitting and crocheting a lot more. You will see it in like a lot of my other projects, that basically there's always knitting and crochet in the piece itself, because for some things crocheting is just easier and for other things knitting is just easier to do. And I just thought knitting the fluffy yarn, I don't know, especially for like in the round or like more this like round shape, I'm not the best at with knitting. I mean, I just don't really want to I feel like it's more thinking. I think knitting asks a lot more thinking and crocheting is a lot more freestyling or like freehanding. And that's why I just really like to combine both of the techniques. But I have worn this cardigan a lot. I loved wearing this cardigan because it's like super perfect for the winter time because it's 100% wool. Unfortunately, the fluff is a polyester, I think. Let me know if you know like a yarn that gives this effect, but more natural fibers or like a mix or something. But for now, I use this fluffy yarn and it's so cute. I love it so much. It was, first I wanted to make this cardigan or keep this cardigan as plain without the fluffy part, but it was just very fun to add the fluff. In the future, I also really want to make a add-on for the pattern for this cardigan that you can also just make this as a base cardigan and you can just attach the fluff or leave the fluff behind, because I know not everybody wants to wear this, or sometimes I'm just also not in the mood to wear a very big fluffy piece around me and I just want a more laid back simple cardigan. And I think this shape of the cardigan is really cute on its own. For example, the sleeves are like very puffy but still very loose. I also used the same needle size for the ribbing as I did for the body of the cardigan because I'm just not somebody, or for now, I am not somebody who uses a smaller needle size. Maybe in the future I do want to try it out with this cardigan as well to see how it would look. I think it would be very cute as well. But that's something for the future. Maybe for the next 6 months I will do this because I definitely will reknit this one a lot more. So that was my first piece of 2026. And after this cardigan, I think I was a bit done hand knitting. I also started like knitting things. I also have a lot of whips still in my basket that I just haven't finished. But the next thing that I have finished is actually something that I started knitting in 2023, I think. And it was supposed to be a sweater as well. I had other plans for it, and that is this piece. And I absolutely love this. it's such a fun idea to turn knit patterns into a canvas and really view it as an artwork. This is definitely like very much inspired by Rosemary Strockel because she makes this amazing feministic work and I have always really loved her work. I just really like the idea of using my patterns. I designed this bra pattern back in 2022 and ever since I really loved it. I used to put it in sweaters more, but then I thought, why not put it on a canvas and view it as an actual artwork? I have made one of these before with the underwear pattern and that one is sold, which is super nice. I would love to sell these. And it's just so cute to have in your living room or in your bedroom or whatever. I just stapled it around the canvas. And a really good thing is to just buy secondhand canvases, rip off the ugly thing that's on there and just use the wooden frame as a base. And then you can knit the piece and staple it around it. What I really love is to use different shades of the same color. I feel like you will definitely see that in all the things that I have made. I really need to start combining more color combinations together. But a lot of these pieces have the same color but in different shades. I'm very excited to also branch out more stuff like this, to try more art pieces with my knitting, because knitting is not only for garments, knitting can be incorporated in anything. And I think that's very, very fun to do. Next up is another cardigan, and the first time that I started learning something with wool was crocheting. Obviously, everybody learned how to crochet during COVID, and I love to crochet. I made everything crochet, and one of the first things that I also learned was granny squares. I made a lot of granny square tops or like jackets or anything. It has been so long since I've made granny squares because sometimes as a crocheter, when you learn how to knit, you really put your crocheting to the side and you neglect it, which is very sad for crocheting. It's not because you started crocheting and all of a sudden you learn how to knit. You have to bash on crochet and throw it away. No, knitting is not better. They're different skills. So I made a new granny square cardigan and I absolutely loved making this cardigan. I had so much fun just crocheting the granny squares because starting this project, I really wanted to have a project that was really simple to take with me on the train. And granny squares are the perfect thing because you just start making them and you pile them up and then in the end you can sew them together. I know you can also crochet and sew them while you're going, but that just was not something I was looking for. So I made this really cool crochet slash knit cardigan because the ribbing, I must say, the only thing that I really dislike in crochet is ribbing. Crochet ribbing is very ugly to me. I just think knit rib is more stretchy, it looks better. The only thing that I hate is crochet ribbing. So I obviously did a knit ribbing, but that doesn't matter, you know? It doesn't matter because the two techniques really go well together. And just the back. Very nice. I think I use around 25 almost granny squares. I don't know. It took me a long time to make this cardigan, like a very long time. Also so much wool. When you both knit and crochet, you really notice the difference between how much your knitting takes and how much your crochet takes because the amount of yarn that I used for this cardigan is insane, all because it's crochet. And that's why I also don't really like to crochet anymore because I just need to use so much yarn compared to knitting and I don't know, but sometimes, every once in a while. And then I also added these really cute little bows, which I knit on my machine. So basically, this is 3 techniques. This is knitting on a machine, this is hand knitting and crocheting. That's amazing. I love that. This is also my first piece that has all the tiny buttons. And I really like it. I really like the look of it. It's really, really cute. It really adds an extra detail to the cardigan, the little pop of red. It's also 100% wool, so it's very warm. In this video, I won't go over my imperfections in my work. I will do that in my next one because that's also something very interesting, I think, to show you what went wrong during the process of these things. The thing with this cardigan is I also think it will be very fun in the winter or fall to wear like a brighter t-shirt underneath it because of the granny squares. You can see through it, which adds like an extra pop of color or like stripes or something else. So another cardigan. I have made a lot of cardigans this year so far, which you will see. And I'm very, very excited to have more cardigans. The issue with like knitting a cardigan is you cannot knit in the round. you have to knit and purl. And I also am slowly stepping back from the idea that purling is not fun, because I'm getting better at purling because I'm making so much cardigans. And I'm actually, right now, I don't mind purling anymore. It does go still a little bit slower than knitting because I do English knitting, and in general it's already a bit slower, but I don't mind that. I tried continental before and it's just not for me. So English knitting it is, and I feel like I'm almost at the stage where purling is just as fast as the knitting part, which I'm very excited about. But to stop rambling about knitting, I also obviously made some crochet accessories. Crochet scrunchies are just so fun and easy to make. If you want a fast project, crochet scrunchies. I know you can also knit scrunchies, but we keep it as it is. And this one I absolutely love. I have worn this one quite a lot so far, and it's two-toned. I don't know if you can see it because mainly the mint is there, but it's two-toned and it's just a very, very big scrunchie. It took me a while, but I don't care because you can just take it with you and it doesn't take a lot of place. You just put your crochet needle in your bag and this one, and that's it. I love it. It looks like coral or some brains. I don't know. I love it. It's very, very fun. So this scrunchie, and then I made another scrunchie, and the idea is that this part lays flat on your head, and then you have like a little flower part. And then my girlfriend was like, maybe you can like make a water lily from it, which would be very, very fun. So I still have to do that. This has been finished like 3 months ago, but still I have the idea of making something like this in the colors of a water lily and maybe shape it better like a leaf. I think it would be very cute. These things I usually make in between projects or when I'm knitting a project but I can't take it and I still want to make something, because I feel like I always want to make something when I'm on the train. I always want to do something. It doesn't have to be big or small. These are very good in between projects. Next up is something very exciting. My girlfriend and I had this idea to make each other gifts, and we couldn't tell what it was, obviously, because it's a gift. I'm first going to show you what she made me, and then I'm going to show you what I made her. So she's also an artist and she works a lot with wood. I got this little very fun flower field, and it's not just a flower field because you can just take things off and take these ones off as well. She made these detachable as well, so I can either have a yellow and a pink or mix them, and it's so cute. I am so happy. It's on my nightstand. It's the cutest thing ever. She made me this, and basically without us knowing, we made gifts that were quite the same, quite similar, also color-wise, and that is because I made this little dino. You may or may not have seen the video on how I made it, and if you didn't, you should definitely check it out because it's a very fun video. But I gave her this little dino and I love it so much. It's so cute. I almost freehanded it completely because I think that's the most fun thing to do with these kind of pieces. And then as you can see, I also crocheted the scallop detailing instead of knitting because I don't know how to knit scallop details. And it's easy to do crochet. He has the same buttons as my fluffy cardigan. So it's so cute. I love it. The colors are amazing. Tone on tone. 2 different kinds of green, but it just goes so well together. And I'm so happy with how he turned out. The only thing is I should have put a little bit more stuffing here or like changed the stuffing a bit again so his neck doesn't like fall over, but like this. It's fine. And it was also very nice to finally make a knit sculpture again, because when I studied textile design, I always loved to make sculptures, textile sculptures, but also like knit sculptures. And it was really nice to also make this more in like a product way and not in an art way. And it's just so fun. I really want to make more pillows and other kind of stuff, or even make patterns of knit pillows that I've made. I think that would also be very fun because I have like an underwear pillow. It would be very nice to put that into a pattern. I will definitely have to do that as well. But this one was also something that I have made, and I think this was around May. So we're already in May, which is only 1.5 months or something left of what I have made. And you know, I was a bit slow at a certain point, but I still have some stuff to show you. So next up is obviously another Diva cardigan but in pink and red. I think it's so cute. As I said before, I want to remake this cardigan a couple of times, so the pattern is really, really perfect because it's my first time writing a pattern, so it's already hard enough to do that because I'm also somebody who doesn't follow patterns. I didn't know how to read patterns, so it's a big challenge for me to actually make a pattern myself. But I love this one. It's so cute. I love the color combinations. As you can see, I also use a lot more buttons, which I'm not going to keep in the cardigan like that. I don't want that. It's too much. So luckily, I'm also making a third one currently right now. I will not show you that yet, but also one that I finished. And I also noticed that compared to the first one, I knit this one way faster than the first one. I think it took me around a month to make it. Obviously, I was also busy. I didn't continuously knit on it. I already noticed with the third one that I'm making that it goes a lot faster. I can almost knit it by head, which is actually amazing. Makes it a lot more easy for me to do it. I can't wait to wear this one because unfortunately the weather was already too warm to even wear this one once. I could not at all. I made a lot of changes to it compared to the first one. It's a lot more neat. It's just constructed already a lot better than the first one. And what I also think is really interesting by re-knitting the same piece is that you can really see the evolution you make in your garments, like the attention to detail. And I feel like throughout this year so far, I already got a lot better at hand knitting, because as I said before, I didn't do a lot of hand knitting before, just like occasionally, very simple things, and I really like that I'm improving. There's so much more things that I have learned so far, and I'm just so excited to get better at hand knitting and try out more things. So this one was a very good example of another fun cardigan that I have made. The next thing is a thing that I got very influenced to make on Instagram because I saw everybody making it and I just really wanted to also make it. I still don't know if I'm a person who loves to wear them. I have it, you know, I have it, it's there. The idea of it is very fun, and that is a poncho. I made a knit poncho. I followed Paula's tutorial that she posted on her Instagram, I think. I made it on the knitting machine, so I did have to adapt it a little bit because the stitches are obviously thinner, but it's so pretty. I love the color. It was the first time using my turquoise yarn, and it's mixed with a turquoise glitter in it, or like a sparkle in it. I love it. The color is amazing. I love the idea that it's a little bit more shimmery. It's very fun. I haven't worn it out yet, but I'm very happy that I have it. The thing is, I don't know yet if I'm a poncho girl. I said in my previous, or like in one of my previous videos, that I was, and that I didn't know I wasn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I have to see. But it always looks so fun on everybody. And I also think especially more in winter and fall. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm just not a summer poncho girl. Maybe I'm a winter poncho girl. In general, I'm more of a winter person. Fall especially. Maybe, yeah. Because my birthday is also in fall. So I'm very excited for that. It was such a simple project. This is basically just 2 rectangulars that you sew together. And then you have a very cute poncho. Cute, I think. We're almost reaching the end. And the second to last piece that I've made is this amazing t-shirt. I made this t-shirt for the Harry Styles concert. I want to perfect the shape of knitting a t-shirt. I really want to learn or find a good pattern on how to make a really nice basic t-shirt. Also more with cap sleeves, not with sleeves like this. Although it does fit really cute and very nice, it's just not the perfect shape yet. But I made it for the concert. The good thing with this one is that it was the first time that I tried the more like the double neckline thing. It's not ribbing, it's just knit as well. I just made it, as you can see, like thinner here compared, like the stitch count here was like a 2 and this is like a 5. And I really like it. I really want to try this more for other things that I make on the knitting machine. So with every piece, I just learned a little bit more. I tried a little bit more things, which is already a big bonus. Even though some things are not perfect, but that's okay. The design I made myself with like the pixels, and then I have a knitting machine where I can put the pixel drawings in it. You can also hack your knitting machine and then you can attach your laptop to it, but I don't know how to do that. And I'm scared to break my knitting machine, so I just put it all in manually, which takes a lot of time, and if you make a mistake, it's very annoying. I can definitely make a video about how I use that knitting machine or how it works. Let me know if you would be interested in that, because it's very fun. It's very cool to do. And lastly is my most recent thing that I have made, and another challenge I have put out for myself. As I said before, I had never ever knit a pattern. I didn't know how to read a pattern, and I was just like, yeah, I really need to know how to do it right. I really need to know how to do it if I want to make my own pattern. So I applied for a test knit, and I'm very happy that I did it, because now I know the basics of reading a pattern, reading all the codes. Like, it was a test knit, and this is the cardigan that I ended up making. I love, 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 love the color. The color of this yarn, it's so pretty. It's the Letlopi yarn, Icelandic yarn. It's amazing. It's so pretty. I love it so much. It is very scratchy. It's very, very scratchy, but I don't mind that. Just keep that in mind if you want to use this yarn. It's super, super scratchy because it's 100% wool. But I love it. It's a test knit, so the knitting pattern is not out yet because there needs to be done some deconstructing. But I will do that like later. I just don't really want to do it right now because I was just so happy that I finished it. But I did finish it. I'm very happy. This was my first test knit. I would say probably for now my last one. I really liked making this pattern. I really liked test knitting this pattern. She makes amazing designs. It's for her first studio on Instagram. But I just don't know if I can handle the deadline thing. I don't know if because I don't want to disappoint other people. So I had the idea that I constantly had to knit on this cardigan for myself so that I would not be too late. And that meant that I could not knit on my other things. I could not make anything. I didn't like it. Maybe it's because I also make stuff, like I'm a textile designer, so I just want to also make stuff for myself. By doing a test knit, I felt like I had to put all my time into this test knit. But yeah, it was really interesting to follow a pattern though. I really liked it. The pattern is already very good to follow, so you will definitely have to keep an eye out for the release of this pattern because it's super, super pretty. I love the big ribbing, and it's a more fitted sweater, which I also really like. So I can't wait to wear this for winter. That was the last piece that I have knit so far in 2026. And looking back at this recap, I feel like I really learned a lot more this year already. I really improved my knitting. I also got a lot cleaner in my knitwear in general. I really think now it's more important to have it more clean. I don't know. I used to be a bit more, it doesn't matter, you know. And now I'm like, no, actually, I want to redo this. I want to re-knit this part of the sweater. I never used to do that, like, never, ever, ever. But in like multiple of these pieces, I unraveled it and I re-knit it because it was just not good enough. And I'm really proud that I actually do that now. I got more precise. And also, I knit a lot of cardigans. Yeah, so far I knit a lot of cardigans for me, I think. So yeah, my winter cardigan collection will be very, very nice. I will be popping on the street in my cute handmade knitwear. And you, hopefully too, when my Diva cardigan pattern will be released. I cannot wait. I think you also want to wear a cardigan like this. They're so cute. Can't wait to show you also the third one. And that one is going to be a stripy one. So very fun. Very excited to finish the pattern, make the pattern, release the pattern, find test knitters. Yeah, it's a lot, but I think it's super, super exciting. It's super fun and I'm learning and I love that. I love that I see improvement in myself this year so far. And we're only 6 months in. So this was the end of my video and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to like and comment and subscribe because I really love making these videos and I will show you a lot more of the things that I make. Knitting, ceramics, anything. I will see you in my next video.